So yeah, there's a lot going on right now. A lot. Between the campaign, the dancing, and the office.
So how do you get from a position of like all of the dancing office managing life to like now you're running for office in politics and all that stuff?
So most of the people who react to my posts about politics and municipal like elections and stuff, they're like, I don't know, it just feels natural to see you in that position. I'm not surprised, you know? So people who know me always see me in things that are completely different, but I always need like a project, something new. It's like I don't like routine. And but like c'est pas un hasard la politique because as I said, I have my values are very focused on on the human development, right? So I said that I before that I put a pause on my studies, but then I picked it up again and I did study university studies in coopération internationale, right? And that's all about how us, les pays occidentaux, how can we help other countries, like the third world countries, as we call them? How can we help them? Because in some way, they're not in the situations, often unfortunate situations that they are in, just like that. It's because there's a history behind. Il y a de la colonisation qui a eu lieu. There are things that happened in history that made them in this position. And are we somewhat responsible, us, like the rich countries, for that situation? So we have to stop being that. That's what I learned in those studies. It's like we have to stop being condescending with these countries, and we have to stop like thinking that we're better than them, and bring in our culture from like the developed countries, which is good. It's a good culture, but they have their own culture. Like our way is not better than theirs just because we're more developed. You know what I mean? Even like I even think that sometimes we could have like family values, a bit more of family values that we can learn
Yeah,
from these
actually, that one is big for me. I went to Pakistan with work in 2013, and I spent a month there, and it made me realize that like there is no family unit structure that I have encountered in Canada
countries.
outside of maybe recent immigrations or that circuit where it's like people born here and who are like multi-generation here do not have family connections like you see there,
Yeah.
where it's like normal for like almost what you were describing when you were young, like 15, 20 people just rolling everywhere, even more than that. And I was like going to like, because I went with my colleague who had family out where we were going. It was just like that was a blessing because we went to like the local village where his family was at and we saw like all this. And it's normal to have like four families living in a place just because the economics of the situation enforce that. But then you also see this sincere desire in everybody to sacrifice for the greater good within the family unit. And that was something that I hadn't really encountered much of in my life until I actually saw it in Pakistan, which is not like, I guess, something people would expect, but it really just connects, I think, with what you're saying.
It's great because it's a matter of community. I mean, I get it. I get it that you have to put limits, like your family, for example, like my parents tend to want to have opinions about my life, about everything. You know what I mean? But that's for me to put limits. But if someone needs me, not just my family, I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to sacrifice everything that I have for them to be better. And these are values that I learned in Morocco. These are values that I am so happy that I kept. Um, so that's what I mean when I say there are things that we can learn from these countries, and this is a great example of values that we can take from them. Because it's great to be all developed and have all these like great things happening in like North America and Europe, and it's amazing. But the real values to me are more important. Are the real wealth.
So, I guess what would be the difference between real values and imaginary values then? Because I'm super curious.
Well, it's not imaginary values, it's superficial values.
Okay.
So here you can wake up in the morning, tired of your car, you go to the dealership and you get a car. It's not something that you can do in Morocco. So it is going to give you a momentary happiness. You know, you're going to be, oh, I have a new car. Yay, that's cool. But then after, you're going to get tired of it. And then you go home and you have nobody to call, nobody who calls to ask for you. Like, these are the real values. When you're a good person, when you have good values, you attract people. You don't need to make an effort. You know what I mean? And this, for me, is way more important than like superficial, you know, just for appearances and just to show that you are someone or you have things.
Fair. So you're into like the substance of human connection over the materialistic pursuits of capitalistic goals.
Of course. Exactly. You said it well. My English is not as developed as yours.
That's fair. We also work with a bunch of lawyers. You're probably exposed to more real money than most people are. Like,
Yeah.
real money doesn't act and behave like the same way. When I say real money, I'm talking like millionaire types.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it, and I've had the opportunity to be a lawyer. I mean, I've been exposed to the field for 10 years, but I'm happy with what I have. You know what I mean? I don't need the prestige of the position of being called a lawyer to be happy, in order to feel satisfaction or to feel that I've accomplished something with my life. I'm very happy of what I've done so far, you know? And I see so many people who, not to talk about the community, most people are happy with what they do in my environment. I'm not talking about my immediate environment, but I see in
It's
the
observations in life.
it's observations that I've done in the past 10 years that for example, I'm just talking about what I know. In the legal field, people, it's the second, first of all, after dentists, lawyers is being a lawyer is the second profession most depressed. And that's sad. It's really sad because you have all this prestige, you have all this money, but you don't have time to enjoy that money. You don't have time to see your family. You don't have time to see your kids. So it's all about choices in life. What do you want? What is the most important when the day you die, and like I'm touching wood, what are you gonna? I'm very superstitious, but the day you die, are you gonna be like, oh, I've accomplished important things in this life. I've had a good impact in life. I'm happy and satisfied with the life that I lived. I can go in peace. This is my goal in life. And that's why I'm going in politics. This was the right move for me when Mauricio talked to me and told me, yo, we need someone in Côte d'Ivoire and you could fit, you're the perfect candidate. Like, you've had a business in Côte d'Ivoire, you studied in Côte d'Ivoire, you live in Côte d'Ivoire, and you know the community. You'd be the perfect person, the perfect candidate. I'm like, you know what, Mauricio? I've been thinking about my impact in the society for the past 2 months. I'm so proud. Like, this law firm is my baby. I'm just gonna say this for the record. This law firm is legit my baby. Okay, I've created it. For me, it's really important. I'm always gonna be here for this law firm. Whatever, even if I'm not officially working here, I will always be here to support whatever they need. Okay, just want to say this for the record, and it's very sincere. But I feel like I need to have a bigger impact on society. What can I do for my community? You know, what is my impact? What am I doing? Like, I studied human development. I studied human rights, l'éducation à la citoyenneté mondiale. This was my last class that I took last semester. And actually, it's really funny because my teacher is like the best teacher I've ever had in my life. It's someone who like inspires you without making any effort. You know, that kind of people? He just texted me like right before interview to tell me, congratulations, I saw that you were running, and like if I was, I'm not saying that to promote myself, but he really, I could show you the text. He said, if I was in the neighborhood, I would vote for you. But he just told me, like, it's exactly what I see you doing. You know, I've known you, and in my classes, I can show you that too. Okay, we had to do a work from my last class. We had to do like a travail, and analyze like, you know, a certain concept regarding the subject of the class, which is éducation à la citoyenneté mondiale. And what it means is that it's not because we were lucky enough to be born in a country such as Canada, like a rich country like Canada, that we don't have a responsibility towards the whole planet and the other countries who were not lucky enough to be born in a poor country. No one chooses where they're born. They're born. So there should be like equal, like a universal, I don't know, a universal des droits universels pour tout le monde.
Equal or universal rights for everyone.
For everyone. Parce que c'est trop arbitraire. It's not fair. And this should be universal. So this is just an example of one of the concepts, but it's what we do here, or the little actions that each one of us does on a daily basis, has an impact on other people in other countries that you will probably never meet, but it has an impact on the whole planet. So this is the new way of thinking. It's just thinking about everyone as like a community, like a citizenship, a worldwide citizenship, not just I'm Canadian, I'm Moroccan, I'm Sri Lankan, you know what I mean? Think globally, act locally. That's the idea. And I think that we really have to start going towards that thinking.